We feel that contraception's under fire alongside abortion in certain countries and by some interest groups. And we felt like we needed to come out with a statement about why contraception is important. Contraception is important because it allows families to space their children and to stop childbearing if they so desire. And this benefits women and families by improving their economic status and their health. And it also prevents abortions. If women become pregnant when they don't want to be pregnant, it's called an unintended pregnancy. About half of them end in abortions. And abortions can be dangerous to women's health if they're not safe abortions. Currently, about 3/4 of women have access to modern contraception around the world, which means that a quarter don't. It's about 200 million women. But even those that have access to contraception often don't have full education, and they can use the contraception improperly, or they will stop taking it and have unintended pregnancies due to failures in implementation. So about 95% of unintended pregnancies that occur in the world, and they're about half of all pregnancies are unintended pregnancies. And 97% of those are due to women not taking contraception or not taking it properly. And that's a big number. Half of all pregnancies in the world are unintended, even though we have modern contraception available for 3/4 of all women. So we feel like there's a gap there. There are marginalized groups that need to be addressed. One of them is adolescent girls. They're not taking modern contraception at the rate that mature women are because they don't have the proper education or resources to access education. So we're reaching out to develop more acceptable methods for adolescent girls. Another group that needs to step up are men. They only comprise about 25% of the concepting population, which means that women are responsible for 3/4 of all contraceptive usage. And except for condoms, they haven't really stepped up to other technologies. For example, vasectomy is safe. In fact, it's safer for a man to get a vasectomy than a woman to have a tubal ligation. Yet only 3% of all men in the world have had a vasectomy, whereas 27% of women have had tubal ligations. So it's almost a 10-to-1 ratio of women having surgical sterilizations to men. And we think that men really should step up more. And maybe they need improved methods. They only have condoms right now and vasectomy. And there are a few male methods on the horizon that might help their uptake of contraception. One is a hormonal method called Ness plus Tess, which is a gel that men can use on their shoulders and arms every night, and it prevents spermatogenesis. And that's in phase 2 clinical trials. And another marginalized group are transgender and gender fluid individuals. A lot of times they seek contraceptive assistance, but the healthcare providers don't really know the best advice for them. And we spell out some of the methods in our paper that are appropriate for transgender and gender fluid individuals. They're capable of getting pregnant or causing a pregnancy before they have gender affirming surgeries. So they need to take standard contraception, and this group isn't aware of that as much as they should be. So it's a group that we're reaching out to. Well, it would be great if governments around the world provided better contraception access, especially to the lower income individuals. Recently, a lot of the assistance has been taken away from that group, and we're going to see a lot of unintended pregnancies in that group unless those policies are reversed. Well, we need more support from government for the research, and then more support from industry to take the products to the market. And contraception's been a difficult field lately to get that kind of support. So that's one of the things we're advocating for in my paper is more government and industry support. I feel like we're on the cusp of several breakthroughs. We know more about reproductive biology than we ever have. And there are a lot of good ideas circulating out there. So we just need more attention to these good ideas and more resources to bring them to market.